This is a deck that I put together over the weekend with my friend Dalton, who was kind of looking to play a black-white deck, and that's mostly what he was just trying to do. And we were kind of trying to figure out the best shell, and I ended up, we're talking about how good just like the interaction and in black-white is, where you get like the discard spells seem to be very good at the moment. Vindicate is really nice. And we were talking about if you put the reanimation package, Persist, Unmarked Grave, what's really nice about it in this shell is that you have Portable Hole or Prismatic Ending, but we're going to try out Portable Hole over Ending, and Vindicate to deal with cards like Rest in Peace. And Portable Hole deals with Sanctifier and Vec too, which is really nice. That's kind of like the idea here. And then, we played some reanimation decks in the past, and one big issue was consistency, of course, where if you draw Persist on Unmarked Grave for Archon, that's obviously a very strong thing to be able to do. But the consistency is an issue, so we're playing Profane Tutor to suspend on turn 2, and then on turn 4, you can pick whichever half of the combo you don't have, and then go Persist Unmarked Grave on turn 4, in theory. Why so many pathways? Oh, our mana requirements are really low in this deck. We have very easy mana. I think the pathways are very good mana fixers in this deck. Yeah, only 2 ways to win the game in the deck, but it's also true that people aren't playing very many Path to Exiles, so Archon of Cruelty is going to be game 1 very resilient. Where most ways for people to kill Archon, it's like Unholy Heat, Terminate. There are very few ways to like permanently exile Archon, so I think it's fine to just be on 2 Archons game 1, we have Unmarked Grave and Persist, but I'm gonna go ahead and fall again to no lands. Here's some of my thoughts on using Threads of Disloyalty as a sideboard option, Blue-Red Monkey Murktide. Well, if you're already playing 4 Archmage's Charm, I think that the need for an effect like that is diminished a bit. Alright, so here, gonna keep this, and then kind of exactly like what I was saying. What's great is that if you can suspend Profane Tutor on turn 2, then on turn 4 you can go Unmarked Grave plus Persist. But it looks like we just actually have both in this hand. I think the pathways, again, very good mana fixers in this deck. Looks like we're playing against Yawgmoth. Interesting. I'm pretty sure we go Unmarked Grave this turn into Portable Hole plus Persist next turn. Whoosh, 6 months, welcome back. I heard this morning that Streamlabs is having an issue where there's no alerts. I'm not sure if that's, and it looks like maybe that's the case. Let me see if I can, yeah, do that again. Yeah, I think alerts are down just on Streamlabs in general. Are the fast lands better than the dual man lands? I think so. I think tap lands in the early game have a big cost in the stack, of course. Like you have a ton of 1-mana spells. But you could play some Shambling Vince. You could play the Innistrad. Also the D&D man lands. Those I think will help a lot too if you feel like the deck's light on win conditions. Optimus, 11 months, welcome back. What do you call a sad dog that corals fruit? I don't know. What do you call it? Portable Hole actually, being better than Prismatic Ending here, which is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna Portable Hole the Strangleroot guys, so that way my Archon trigger actually gets one of their mana creatures. What's my opinion on Bring to Light Scapeshift? A fine deck. Fine deck. A Melancholy Spike. Sad dog that... So the Spike is the name of the dog? Oh, Collie. I get it. That's good. That's good. I saw the Spike comment above and got mixed into the chat. Mixed into my mind. No visual chat on stream. Yeah, there's issues with Streamlabs at the moment. Apparently some kind of we're able to go live, but I was in another streamer's chat this morning, and they were saying that their alerts were not working, and I'm assuming that that's what's happening here. So I'm pretty sure that Serra's Emissary. No, they can't. Zulaport Cutthroat doesn't target. Zulaport Cutthroat doesn't target, so Serra's Emissary does not get around that. Voidwalker, however, is good against Yawgmoth. And then Dam is interesting. It's kind of, I'm not sure if it's going to be something that we're going to want with the Voidwalker necessarily. I think the Vindicates are probably not that good. Although neither are the Lilianas. One Brutality is probably fine. I think Dam is probably better than Vindicate. Doesn't it prevent damage still? I don't. Oh, no, it's life loss. Cutthroat is life loss. Let's read the card. Let's read the card. But I think that, so this says whenever a creature, when it or another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and gains 1 life. And so I believe that the protection does not prevent that life loss from happening. So I don't think we want Serra's Emissary. Could maybe want the second Brutality. I think I'm going to submit this. But yeah, Grist also can kill the Archon, it's true. I'm going to keep this. Pretty excited by Portable Hole in the strategy. I feel like this is a really good fit for it, where this is already... when I was talking about building this deck with my friend, we were playing Prismatic Ending, but this is good. We were talking about splashing a 3rd color for Prismatic Ending, but I think in decks like this is like a really natural fit for Portable Hole instead of just splashing a 3rd color. You just play Portable Hole instead, and it obviously has some weaknesses, and it also has some strengths, of course. Better than Prismatic Ending. We'll see. This is the first time I'm playing with the card. It was better than Prismatic Ending this game. We were able to exile a 2-mana permanent for 1 mana. We're going to test more Demilage today. So I've got a couple of different options for the second deck of the day that we can play. And then it's just kind of going to... I think we're going to do a poll. Well, I think that I'm going to... Wait, is this non-land? Non-land. Oh, man. Alright, well, worse than Fatal Push, huh? Aren't you concerned that Portable Hole leaves you more susceptible to artifact hate? So many sideboards running artifact hate right now. I'm not really that worried about it, where this is the only card in the entire deck that dies to artifact hate. And if my opponent is going to board in a card to beat up on Portable Hole, I don't think I'm that worried about it, no. My opponent could have Veil of Summer pretty easily here. I think I'm just going to Voidwalker number 2. 0-3 into 5-0 with Lich. Yeah, I heard that Chief 5-0'd with the Demilage deck. It's pretty cool. I also 5-0'd with it. I'm actually just liking the Demilage deck. I think the Demilage deck is good. Young Wolf, Athena. Can still very easily have Veil of Summer up here. They still cast this. They have Yawgmoth in their hand. Means I think that we have to Portable Hole the Young Wolf. I test Demilage more over the weekend. I did play a League off stream. I did. And I think the deck is good. I think the deck is, its role in the metagame is to like beat up on like these Dragon Rage's Channeler Ragavan decks. I feel like it has a very, very good. Oh, they drew Hapatra. That's like best possible off the top. Their life total is pretty low. We'll play it out, but golly. You had 2 Leyline in play and took the Wolf. Let me good point. Deep has 18 months. Welcome back. It's my favorite shell with Demilage. I like the one I've been playing with Phoenix, not Stormwing Entity. That's been the better version. I'm also kind of thinking about trying to play Izzet Charm over Chart of Course, but I'm worried about the number of sorceries for Channeler, but just having like that extra piece, those extra pieces of interaction might actually be good. And now like Izzet Charm was like not that good when your only good card to discard is Phoenix, but now you also have Lich and Lava Dart. I'm not sure though. I think, well, we can draw Dam. Yeah, we can draw Dam. Let's take a draw step. Not draw Dam. Gonna go to game 3. Yeah, if we hadn't taken the Young Wolf, maybe we win that game. Didn't feel Bone Shards in the list. I mean, you only have 2. You can be if you're gonna play Bone Shards, you need to play 4 Archons. But I think that with only 2, like you only have 2 cards in the whole deck that are good to discard, so that's not really something I'm that interested in. It's also true that like you can't cast on turn 1 that often, and so if your goal is like turn 1 Bone Shards, turn 2 Archon, that's not going to be a very consistent game plan. I kind of want to play the 4 Vindicates on the play, and you know, kill their creatures, kill their mana dorks, and do some mana denial. Maybe I can go ahead and trim the 4th Profane Tutor and the Unburial Rites. Just probably not going to be having time to rights this game. Mulligan this hand. Alright, I like this one well enough. I think I'm just going to put back the Cling to Dust. Thank you, Matthew. Bring an Angel to protect your mobs from the combo. Well, they still just kill you with the other guy. They still just kill you with... I need to take that Young Wolf. Yeah, they still just kill you with their Zulaport Cutthroat, so it's I don't think your creatures dying to their Yawgmoth matters nearly as much as you just dying to their Cutthroat. So this is what their draw for the turn. Alright, let's go ahead and suspend this Profane Tutor. We know their hand, we don't need to Thoughtseize right now. Is the mono red Phoenix list still a thing? I think that deck is still viable, yeah. At the end of the day, that deck is still just a mono red prowess deck. You know what I mean? It's not that deck is still just gonna be as good as any mono red prowess list. And you need to like evaluate it kind of in that with that in mind, you know. I wish I had left in a Liliana as a 2 to target here. But is it any better than Mono Red Prowess? Yeah, I think that the deck is better than Mono Red Prowess in a format without a lot of graveyard hate. The format does have a lot of graveyard hate. But yeah, I think that deck was really good. I had a lot of success with it when I was playing it, but it is, you know, just going to be it is just a Prowess variant though. Keep that in mind. I didn't mean to click off of the push. All right, so now they can Eldritch Evolution their Wall of Roots into a Yawgmoth. We can tutor up Inquisition of Kozilek, which is a little underwhelming. MK, thank you for your 4 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Also get Brutality. You get just answer the Wall of Roots, which is probably not that good. I think I'm just gonna grab Inquisition of Kozilek. There it is. Different border. Another Profane Tutor. Damn. I don't know. I feel like seems like not the great use. It's also like kind of bad if we draw any other cards to use our mana with. And then the evolution's still a big problem going forward. Yeah, let's go ahead and draw a card. I've been also really liking these Castle Locthwains, by the way. I think Castle Locthwain's a good addition to this archetype. You think Phoenix Stimulich, while being stronger, is more susceptible to hate than Prowess Stimulich? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how I'd evaluate it. Prowess Stimulich is a weaker deck overall, but has is more resilient to graveyard hate, while the Phoenix Stimulich is the stronger deck and is less resilient to hate. Okay, so they do have a Yawgmoth. So I guess we're gonna tutor up Dam. I Maybe I just need to tutor up Unmarked Grave and Vindicate the Yawgmoth. Yeah, damning this board doesn't even really do that much, since they just sack all their creatures and draw cards anyways. But I'm going to tutor up Unmarked Grave, I think. Any consideration for drawing on end of turn since they're a Thoughtseize deck? Well, that's a bit worse if we draw Portable Hole or a discard spell to get their Fatal Push, but maybe that's better. They put a -1 counter on their Wall of Roots. I don't think that they realize that they don't have to put the -1 counter on something. Well, 23 months, welcome back, appreciate ya. You're not seeing any obvious synergy with the one artifact. It's just a good card. Yeah, I'm just playing it as a good card. Like, compare it to Prismatic Ending, but this is a 2-color deck where for 1 mana you could get a 1 or 2 mana permanent. If we were playing Prismatic Ending instead, it could only ever get it could only ever get up to a 2 mana permanent anyway, so you can get a mana discount sometimes. You could also, it's possible splashing a 3rd color for Prismatic Ending is gonna be better, but I wanted to at least try it out, you know. Is Yagame it's the -1 counter is on up to 1 target creature, but you draw a card either way, so you don't have to put the -1 counter with Yawgmoth. All right, heavy for 3 down to 9. Seems like they're a bit flooded. Persist, obviously. Oh hell yeah, let's go. Good to make them discard their last card. No, I'm playing Castle Locthwain over Silent Clearing. I think that Silent Clearing is a bit, Castle Locthwain's a bit better in this deck, where you're going to be just like, in both scenarios, you're running your opponent out of resources and then activating your land to draw cards. And Castle Locthwain is like this recursive source of card advantage, which I think is a bit stronger. But I think I just Vindicate the Geist here. Yeah, so I think Castle Locthwain's a bit better. I've been impressed with the card so far. I did only play 1 league with this deck off stream, but I went 4-1. The deck felt pretty strong. Messenger, interesting. Castle's entering tapped a decent amount of time. I'm not sure. I mean, some amount of the time, yeah, because we're playing all these pathways, but we have 4, 8, 10. We have 10 swamps. I feel like that's, you know, enough where I'm comfortable with the card being in the deck. So they're gonna be dead to my attack next turn. It maybe die to another messenger. Well, that would have been nice to have had already in hand. Well, swamps? What did I miscount? We have 4 basics, 8 fetches. Oh yeah, 12. That's 12 right there, and then 2 shocks, so 14 swamps. Yeah, that's fine. But it will intertapped, right? It definitely will happen. Just I'm not that worried about it. How about try Priest of Fell Rites? I haven't tried it. I think the card's a little underpowered. Deck is we kind of have this like 14 card reanimation package: Profane Tutor, Persist, Unmarked Grave, Archon, and then beyond that, we're just like a good black-white rock deck. And what's nice about being a black-white rock deck with this shell is that I think we can keep this on the draw. It's like a little slow though. Want to reveal Luris? They revealed Yorion. Keep this against Yorion. Yorion's usually a creature deck. What's nice about being the black-white rock deck is you have a lot of disruption for your opponent's interaction. Like you have Portable Hole to 1 mana exile, Rest in Peace. You have Vindicate to deal with hate pieces as well. You have a lot of like cheap discard spells, which plays well with the Archon anyways. So I think it's a good home for the shell. I think I want to Thoughtseize on turn 1. I don't think that we need to Portable Hole right now. Interesting. Guess you just take the Stoneforge Mystic, and then their hand is really bad. You mentioned Demi-Lich decks have a good matchup against Darcy decks. Can you explain why? Yeah, just like their removal lines up very poorly against the recursive creatures Demi-Lich, Arclight Phoenix. And then it's also true that the Arclight Phoenix Demi-Lich decks have Lava Dart, Gutshot to kill the 1 mana creatures, So the blue-red decks are all in Unmarked Tide, which is like how they can win the matchup, of course. If they, but like I found it kind of easy to just like chump block with Phoenix, get your Phoenixes back, kill them, race. Doesn't really seem like that big of an issue. Yeah, Vindicate this. Okay, they did draw another land. I'm going to Liliana plus before I Thoughtseize because I don't want to give my opponent the information that they're going to be Thoughtseized here. And I guess I'll just discard Persist. Since like Persist is only going to do anything this game if we draw Unmarked Grave next turn, which is like a bummer, but we're still very ahead either way. Then I guess I'll take the Teferi. Then has Flicker Wisp, Spellqueller. They did draw a land. They're gonna go for Flicker Wisp instead of Queller. What are they gonna target though? The Liliana just to reset the loyalty. Okay, then we get to go Damn and then discard their Queller. Now, Liliana on an open field. I guess they have Yorion they can put in their hand. Okay, it's pretty good. Good and plus, makes sense. Yeah, I agree that they probably should have Quellered there. They plus their Teferi again. Not a great line against the Vindicate. Drew another 3-mana spell, but it's sort of Fire Ice, which is kind of scary. I think I'm not going to plus to discard the Portable Hole. Just pass. See if they put Yorion in their hand. They probably shouldn't. That goes the deck. We're 1-0 today. 4-1 to League off stream with this deck last night. I feel like it makes a lot of sense and kind of exciting to play a new brew, and that seems fun too. Well, this line not plussing really bad against 3-mana creature, which I guess I probably should have thought a bit more about. Being Unmarked Grave for Cling to Dust to start digging a bit. There room from one Gristle Daddy. Well, Gristle Daddy doesn't get tutored by Unmarked Grave or reanimated by Persist. I think I like getting the Cling to Dust here. Then I'll Cling to Dust, then plus Liliana. And I guess plussing Liliana is not that good, but maybe just giving myself the option to do it here is what I want to be doing. But either way, I think it's just going to die to the Sophie trigger. So now I'll just, not plus. Yeah, I don't have Lingering Souls in the deck. I mean, I don't think that you want it. Like, that's not a great Unmarked Grave target, You can go Portable Hole, then maybe Inquisition, whatever they get here. We're also just dead to the Flicker Wisp. What happened? We could have played around this by plussing. We probably should have. I guess we can gain life off the Cling to Dust to survive. Definitely big point also for Prismatic Ending. We probably could have gotten just an off-color land this game if we had tried to. Is there any reason other than the 1-mana difference to go for Portable Hole over Ending? Well, if you're already a 2-color deck, Portable Hole is going to be mostly better. That 1-mana difference is a big deal, I think. It's at least somewhat of a deal. It's possible Prismatic Ending is better. Yeah, definitely much stronger against, much worse against Flicker Wisp, huh? Yeah, definitely should have plussed the Liliana the second time. We have a Dam in our deck, so we can potentially draw that. Did not. But this game, we get to bring in the Dams. Serra's Emissary might just be lights out against them. I think I probably don't want it. Although it's possible they have like Path deck styles in their deck, and maybe just 2 Archons is not enough in this game, this matchup. It probably is though. Probably don't want the Brutality. Explosives is maybe okay. I just want to trim a discard spell, submit this. Could maybe trim a Profane Tutor. Think Emissary is main deckable? I don't. Yeah, let's just submit this. Yeah, they can just flicker us. Oh, they can't flicker us the Emissary, actually. Did I brew this list? Yeah, I did. Brewed it for a friend of mine who's looking to play a black-white deck at a tournament that's coming up, and I ended up liking the look of it, and played it off stream last night, made some changes for today. Okay, we can keep this hands. They're Yori on deck, so they're going to have Vial on turn 1, which you can answer with Portable Hole. What? No Vial? Weird. Mono 2-drops, though. Let me just take the Remorseful Cleric. Has the meta finally shifted past the Monkey Menace? No. Monkey's still very popular. Very good. I think I'm gonna Unmarked Grave for Archon here. Interesting line to go for the Watcher this turn. Maybe we should have Portable Hold first. I think I'm probably just not gonna Portable Hold the Watcher. Take this, pass. Seems like probably not the best matchup. These Yorion decks tend to prey on strategies like ours. I think it's damn the Flicker Wisp. You can draw a Persist, then we're doing good, I think. Although they do have Solitude. It'll at least be a swing in our favor. Yeah, not hitting the 3rd land for turn 3 was also tough. They grab a Batterskull. Draw another Unmarked Grave, which we can tutor up Unburial Rites with to slowly get back Archon. Okay, well, I guess we have to take Ephemerate. Black-White has a lot of bad matchups. Yeah, probably. Red Skittles, 3 months. Welcome back. Appreciate ya. I guess all the YouTube viewers get their wish today. Alerts and chat is down. Something's wrong with Streamlabs. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Don't think that we could win. I think I'm gonna put the second Archon in the graveyard here. I think getting Rights is gonna be too slow. I think our way we could win is drawing Persist, Archon dies to Solitude, draw another Persist. Oh, they drew another Ephemerate. Gross. Yeah, just like the chat and the alerts are down today because of some issue with Streamlabs. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Taking an L. So we're playing against Lurrus. I think we can keep this against Lurrus. I usually like to mulligan against that card. That board looks interesting. I might be playing more Grudges just because of like the ability to discard it seems pretty powerful in your deck. Oh, interesting. We're playing against Reanimator. Let me take this Surgical Extraction. If they could just mill me into an Archon, it's gonna be interesting. This matchup is probably terrible. I don't know. All these main deck Surgicals, right? But maybe this draw lines up well against theirs. Okay, well now I'm just gonna Unmarked Grave and hope they didn't find a Surgical in like the top 2 cards. I like the Furies. I might even play like 4 Grudges and like I might even play 4 Grudges. Also not sure what you're bringing in Leyline against. It might just be living in at the moment. I'm not sure that that's necessary. If you're gonna play Chalice, I'm gonna play at least the second copy if you're gonna try to like respect those matchups, but I agree that those matchups can be really hard. All right, did they draw Surgical? Okay, thank goodness. I'm not sure exactly how good Tasha's is against us. They didn't have it in their hand. Might be good. Leyline crushes blue-white Murkrite? Well, maybe. Probably good, yeah. I'm gonna need to play Voidwalker because if they Surgical my Archons, Voidwalkers are only win con. Voidmire stops Trap. It's probably not good enough. Brutality is probably good enough though. Portable Hole seems fine. Vindicate's probably good enough to play. What cards are bad? The Dam can get cut. Fling to Dust is maybe playable. Maybe Liliana is the card to get cut. Do you not want EE for crabs? I don't know. It's like we have Portable Hole for crabs. EE's like not a great answer to them. EE also is like kind of awkward with Portable Hole, which is maybe a reason not to have this card in the deck actually. This was kind of like a last minute inclusion where I had Wear Tear in this spot when I was playing Prismatic Ending over Portable Hole yesterday. And then I cut the Wear Tears for explosives because I cut the third color. But maybe that's wrong. You guys need to cut some of these 3-drops. Maybe I can trim Profane Tutor, trim 4th Liliana, trim 4th Vindicate. Does it make sense to cut an Archon? I think it makes sense to cut one just because like it's so fragile to Surgical, and they shouldn't be able to like permanently exile it when it's in play. Yeah, it makes sense to cut one. We could also board up. We could play like 61, 62. Yeah, Serra's Emissary to diversify for Surgical might be good too. Maybe we'll try that approach game 3 if we get there. I like this hand has no fetch lands. Oh, it does have a fetch land, sorry, but it doesn't like need to fetch and doesn't necessarily turn on trap. I think we can keep this. I'm liking the pathways. I think they're good. I'll take the Soul Guide Lantern here. You maybe just, you know, take their graveyard hate, then have them mill over our Archon. You know, it's a little less likely because we cut one. And then just Rites. Build over a Voidwalker, though. My opinion on pathways compared to Pain or Fetch. I think in a deck like this that has like not very strict mana requirements, being just like straight 2 colors, I think that this is a very good pathway deck. So we're playing 4 in this deck, but it just kind of depends on what your mana requirements are like. So they play the Delta we knew about. They haven't milled over Archon yet. We have 36 cards in our library. Yeah, I think I need to Thoughtseize the Surgical this turn. This way, if they mill over my Archon, they're not going to be able to get it. Oh no, disaster has strucken. I guess maybe Shocking's better because against top decked Orb. Yeah, but fetching while we can because of Trap. Pathways over Cliffs and Rakdos. No, because you want red on turn 1 and then double black on turn 2 for Voidwalker. Build over Cling to Dust. Why didn't they put Lurrus in their hand? I mean, they could have an instant that they're holding up, right? They could be playing around discard. They could forget it. They could have forgotten about it. One of these reasons. But again, their hand is just Surgical. Well, I'm a bit worried about honestly, like thinning my library too much. Okay, now they put Lurrus in their hand, and they're gonna Lurrus around a discard spell. They have played they haven't played their land. They already have played their land, so maybe just control like what if them getting back anything with Cling to Dust. Drew our Archon. Weird. 6 mana. They have 2 crabs to get back with Luris. I think I'm gonna Cling to Dust now. I guess I probably should fetch first. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. I'm gonna fetch now, like hoping to keep lands in my deck so I can theoretically hardcast this Archon because I'm not that far away. Like I got kind of punished for not fetching earlier, but now I do think it's correct too. Now we can Thoughtseize the Luris. We could also have Thoughtseized ourselves and next turn and tried to Rites the Archon, but I think that this is kind of nice to be able to do. They Surgical to Cling to Dust. Okay, then we get the Luris out of their hands. Just 1 land away from hard casting, but we only have 19 cards in our library, but Archon also does kill really quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. Oh no, if my opponent Field of Ruins me, we don't have enough lands to get, so I guess I'm just not gonna fetch right now. I'll fetch next turn. Because I only have 1 more swamp in my deck. Now if they, Field of Ruin me, we just float mana. They have Drown, but we have Rites in our graveyard. Crypt Incursion, no! Those were their 2 draw steps. Into Tasha's to exile my entire library. Rip or Rooney. Alright, I think we're gonna board up a bit. How many cards did Tasha hit? 13. Tasha also gets a bit better in the late game in these like fetch land matchups too. Or sorry, after our like big creatures are gone. I don't like this hand, but is it better than going to 5? I kind of think so. We have discard. If we have 3 spells we can cast off of just 1 land, and if they mill over a creature, we have Persist. We have a Portable Hole for a crab. We've got the discard for Surgical potentially. They milled over Rites. They didn't mill over a big creature though. I guess we'll just take 1 of the 2 crabs. It's a good draw, of course. Do I just want to play Voidwalker this turn, or do I want to go Portable Hole plus Thoughtseize? I kind of don't really mind if they spend a turn milling me a little bit, I guess, since we can maybe get a big creature in the yard, getting the clock down seems like it matters a lot too.
Would you like some?
Yeah, I'll take some, thank you. It didn't. I took it down. I think they have Surgical. They Surgical the Rites. And now, if they have another Surgical, they could Surgical my Thoughtseize, but then they'd be out of cards. Is Portable Hole better than Prismatic Ending? I think it's better than Prismatic Ending in 2 color decks that are looking for that effect. Now Voidwalker can be a counter spell if we wanted to. We didn't hit another Voidwalker either. Like, I might just persist a Voidwalker here if we had one. They Tasha's me. They exile... Wait, they exile Archon, Serra's Emissary, and Archon? How's that even possible? Should I Tasha's Hideous Laughter them? And then persist my Voidwalker? Hell yeah, we should. Well, they didn't exile that many cards. What a scam. How's Portable Hole been working? Well enough, I think. They put Lurrus in their hand, which we can Thoughtseize and then Voidwalker. And Persist the Voidwalker. Oh no, wait, we just cast the Voidwalker off Lurrus. Why did we do that? Well, I thought that Hideous Laughter would mill like 20 plus cards. I forgot that. I guess I forgot that Archive Trap is going to make it to where that's not really the case. We won. Matchup seems that we beating the main deck surgical matchup seems scary. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the right play. It seemed fun at least to do. It seemed at least fun to cast the Hideous Laughter. We were just playtesting there. We're just playtesting. His hand's fine. People mad it's not push? Yeah. It's maybe fair. At least let me try out the new card, right? How do you feel about just discarding Archon here? Probably not that good. Living End is the matchup. These Portable Holes are not that good against Living End. Subtlety doesn't do too much against us. I'll take the Architects of Will because it's a black card for Grief, I guess. Not that Grief does anything against us. And Smiting Helix, I see. Oh yeah. Let's just discard Archon to hand size now. Although it might be a little too slow. Imagine if I had taken the line, like not knowing our opponent's playing Living End. Okay, well now we get to Brutality. And they even if they have drawn Living End, they like if they respawn, we get the Archon back. Vindicate land seems like a way we don't just lose. Well, we're on the draw, right? So they can Living End before we can Vindicate. I guess the discard plan didn't work that well either. Well, the Brutality was an insane top deck though. Because I actually think Archon beats this board. Because they have the sack 1, we gain 3, they discard a card. I guess they'll discard their Living End. They could, if they have Borrower as their last card, good for them. They Architect Wills themselves, looking for Borrower, I guess. I'm loving the Bantoski deck. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I like that deck too. Oh, they get to scry. Ugh. They put a card on top, so they found the Borrower. No. What card? There's like no card they put on top besides Borrower. Wait, 4 mana? Okay, well I don't know what's going on then. Is it Stomp? They shock? Is this a bluff? If they shock, it has to be Curator. There's no way that's a bluff, right? 7, 11. Is this just like the sickest bluff ever? All right, I'll accept losing to a sick bluff. I could have actually. I guess I could block Subtlety to play around Bone Crusher. Their deck doesn't even play Bone Crusher though. They shocked and passed. Oh my gosh! Why did they shock and pass? I'm losing my mind here. They're letting me attack. It's Violent Outburst. It's Subtlety. Okay. Okay, sure. Makes sense. The Swole Avenger, 3 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you, buddy. Sorry, alerts aren't working today. It's nothing I can do about it. Streamlabs thing. We can Vindicate, Curator, I guess. And they actually are pretty close to just dying to an Archon trigger. Not quite there. Maybe I should have. Oh, I probably should have Vindicated their Breeding Pool. That way they can't draw a Cascade spell. I 100% should have done that. Now they can draw a Cascade spell, but they didn't have one. Okay, got there. I do have a couple sideboard cards for these matchups. I'm not sure how bad the matchups are though in general. Want the Brutality. Probably want the Voidwalkers and the Dams. Maybe that's too many cards. The Vindicates and the Lilianas don't seem that good though. Like 2 Vindicates. Mean Lizard, 10 months, welcome back. I know you wouldn't recommend it, but I'm taking Humans to a 2K next month. Thoughts on the best version? Take probably Recruiter. I don't think Humans is a bad deck, especially if you're really, really good at it. You can leverage some of your skill to win some of your less favorable matchups, but I think Humans is fine. It's like, Humans is probably like good against most of the big decks in the metagame besides food. And I would recommend the Recruiter variant. I know that Menguchi put out a deck guide for CFB Pro recently that I would recommend taking a look at. Vindicate is better on the play. That's a good point, yeah. On the play, 4 Vindicates is probably where we want to be. Well, Unmarked Grave is like very good in this matchup. Is this a hand we can keep on the draw against Living End? I think we can. 8 toast, 7 months. Have I considered never playing new cards? An interesting thought. Definitely seems like where chat wants me to do. Think Cabal Conference is good in this Reanimator deck. Well, I think you have to be mono black. It is kind of interesting that you can Profane Tutor for like either Coffers or Urborg, but I don't think I'm super enamored by that prospect. Ooh, Voidmire Profane Tutor is a non-bow. I guess I'll Voidmire though, just to play around Fairy Macabre. Anonymous Gifter gifting a sub to Atomic Templar. Thanks, buddy. What level of decks you play? I learned so much pot boss. Is this deck all around Persist? Yeah, so this is like a black-white rock deck. We do with discard spells, Lilianas, Unmarked Grave, or sorry. So like this deck has 2 aspects, of course. It's got like this rock plan, and then instead of playing creatures as a win condition, it's playing this Reanimator package instead of traditional threats. And I think that they play pretty well together, where, you know, just like if your target being Archon like facilitates like this discard heavy game plan anyways, but it's also true, I think, Esther, can you see if my headphones are out there? Yeah, they're not in here. But you know, the just like grinding the game down, interacting a lot is going to be good against what Reanimator is weak to naturally, which is a bunch of lock pieces and disruption. Oh no, this was bad. Sorry, I was supposed to Persist first. Now I got really hard by Fairy Macabre. I didn't have it. And so just like the black-white shell is really good against, again, what Reanimator is weak to, right? But it says this matchup seems impossible, lol. Maybe, yeah. I don't know about impossible. Yeah, and so just like being able to like discard your opponent's graveyard hate, portable hole, vindicate it seems really, really strong. And then also like just slowing the game to a halt with your cheap interaction and then going over the top with Archon seems strong as well. I do think that you need to play Profane Tutor to have some consistency. But I agree it's not like a very powerful card. I guess I maybe wasn't supposed to cast this, because now if they can kill the Voidmire, well, I guess we just now have Dam. But if they kill the Voidmire, then like theoretically they can get back into this. But if I left the Archon in the graveyard, they would take 3 from the ETB trigger. Then we attack them down to dead. Or 3-1, feeling good. 3-1 with a new brew on a Monday is not a bad place to be. No. What red cards you want to play, because people do that a lot where they're like, this deck would be better as this color combination. But yeah, it's easier for me to evaluate your comment if you can also comment on why you're wanting to splash these colors, you know. All right, I guess we're gonna take a crab. It's our second time playing against Mill this league. Mill is a pretty scary matchup because they have these main deck surgicals. Oh, Winds of Rebuke is also like very good against us. Okay. I guess let's go 2 modes. They drew another crab. Corrupted Mind, extending your subscription through October. Awesome. Wait, Marty Reanimator in that way. Okay. Well, Spyro is really tough on your mana, but is maybe doable. Violent Tumor is not a card I like that much. I think if you're going to play Young Necromancer, if you're already going to be playing double white cards, I don't know why you wouldn't play Karmic Guide. I don't know, it's just like these versions are like maybe better at being a Reanimator deck, but they're much worse at folding to hate, right? Which is why I'm lower on these versions, is that these versions really fold to graveyard hate much harder than our deck, which is, you know, more resilient because it gets to play I think I'm gonna go Thoughtseize. I think Unmarked Grave for Unburial Rites. Let's get that card out of there. Maybe I should have Portable Hold plus Thoughtseize, but yeah. So I mean, it's just honestly like apples and oranges when you compare like this deck to like a deck like that's all in on the Reanimator plan. Just two very different ideas, to be honest. They don't put Lurrus into their hand. I think Mill is tier 1 with Tasha's Laughter. Well, whenever I try to define a deck as tier 1, usually my definition involves how popular is the deck. Is it a deck that I expect to play against multiple times in a tournament? That's usually what I will think of a card if I'm going to describe it as tier 1. And at the time of making this comment, I do not believe that Mill is so popular that I think it fits that criteria. It's potentially very good with Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It potentially could become, you know, one of the more played decks in the format, but just as of right now, I don't think it's quite that popular. I also don't think it's necessarily quite that good. Time will tell, though. So their hand is Lurrus Mystery card. They're gonna go Lurrus Crab. Then we can go Vindicate Lurrus, make them sack their crab. They draw a land. They did draw a land, so they're gonna mill me down to 20 cards. So if they top deck a 3 mana mill spell, we lose. We beat everything else, I think. I can't believe they conceded. They have Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I mean, I assume they have Tasha's in their deck. I assume that they have that card. But like, can't that just like win them the game? Maybe they thought they were dead. What did I cut last time? Did I just board up a bunch of cards? I think that's what I did. Maybe cut like the 4th Vindicate. The draw. Yeah, I think I just like going up to like 65 cards in this matchup. Maybe Tutor's a bit slow. Maybe we'll cut that over the 4th Vindicate. Are we just trying it out with Prismatic Ending? Well, I think the idea is Portable Hole is going to be better than Prismatic Ending in 2-color decks, and is maybe good enough. It's maybe good enough that you don't want to. It's maybe good enough that it's not worth like splashing a color to get it. You know what I mean? Where it's possible. Like I played a deck without Portable Hole last night. I played this deck without Portable Hole last night off stream. I guess I should probably Inquisition. Okay, take second crab. And I was playing Prismatic Ending instead of Hole, and I was playing 1 Blood Crypt just to be able to Prismatic Ending for 3, which I think is a totally fine way to approach the deck, of course. I ended up wanting to try Portable Hole instead. I think that this idea that it's going to be a little bit better in decks like this makes sense to me, but I could be wrong. I bottomed the 4th Liliana, or bottom the 3rd, draw the 4th. I'm not playing Ashen Rider. I just think Archon's going to be so much stronger than Ashen Rider basically every time. I'm not like worried about cards like Ensnaring Bridge because I've got, you know, Vindicates, you know. Am I wearing a sweater? Well, it's just kind of chilly in the morning and I put it on, didn't change. I was gonna change, but then I accidentally clicked I didn't do the stream starting soon screen. Thought I had like 2 more minutes to put on a different shirt, and then I was like walking around and didn't realize I didn't have the, you know, this mode on. I had just the regular stream going. Did you trap? Okay, we're down to 27 cards. We do have rights in our graveyard. Now we have Inquisition to discard Luris. We can maybe Voidwalker Luris too. Missing Fatal Push at all? I mean, Portable Hole is like very nice to be able to answer like Amulet, Aether Vial, Red and 6. But you could play Push instead. Oh, Portable Hole also answers Sanctifier in Vec and Rest in Peace, which is super important. Shane, 13 months, welcome back, appreciate you. I can Luris here. It's Prismatic Ending. Yeah, it's a consideration. Yeah, we're just kind of trying out this card instead, but the cards are like both very similar, right? We still had our white mana. We could Portable Hole the Crab. They have no cards in their hand. We're at 19 cards in our graveyard. Nice thing about Crab is that like lands are not, oh, they may be down to 5. It's probably going to be too much for me to come back from. You know, never drawing a land for the Liliana was definitely a big cost this game. But now, of course, they're in a spot where lands like kill us, spells kill us. I'm not even really sure. We're hoping they top deck. I guess crabs don't kill us. Game 3. Tower. Does deck really only have 2 Archons to win game 1? Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally fine, right? Because I was thinking the same thing, that you wanted more win conditions, but think about the decks that are in the modern metagame. 3 Archons is just going to be totally enough to win. It's, you know, very few decks are playing Path to Exile to exile them. If they kill them, you just have a lot of reanimation to get them back. I think it's just totally fine. We're gonna go to 5. Man, I guess we're gonna keep this on 5. Put back Archon Liliana. Saying it's just 1 land away from being really good. Mike, deck tech. Oh, the notifications are back. Okay, so Streamlabs must have got their shit together. So deck tech for Mick, thank you for your subscription. Them. Rakdos, Reanimator. I don't like Wormcoil. Feel like there's just gotta be better options. Unit's cool. I don't think first day of class is like way too ambitious to hope to get your Archon hasting. I would like to see Liliana of the Veil in this deck, to be honest with you. I really dislike the Team of Battle Rage. Like, you don't need cards that are only good. They extirpated my Thoughtseize? Brutal. Wait, why would they ever do that, though? Why would they ever extirpate Thoughtseize there? Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out, because it's like, extirpate's so good against my graveyard deck. They didn't know I had the Thoughtseize in the hand. It's so weird. Yeah, you don't need cards again that are only good when you have a big creature in play, because ideally when you have a big creature in play, you're gonna be winning anyways. So I would not ever play a card like Team of Battle Rage in this deck. Did they draw another Surgical? Nope. You know, Seasoned Pyromancer is also maybe an interesting option. I feel like I might like that more than first day of class. I don't really like Malakir Rebirth too much either if you're not playing Grief. We're down to 15 cards in our library here. Be close. Although So definitely some tension here with Visions of Beyond and Tasha's Hideous Laughter. They drew Surgical. Wow. I'm surprised they're casting it here though, right? Because that just deals them 2 more damage. Doesn't that reduce the clock by 1? No, it doesn't. Same clock. Alright, guess it's just gonna come down to top decks. We die to any 3 mana mill spell probably, but we don't die to almost any other card in their entire deck. I guess like the Drown can't even kill Archon. I think those are my main thoughts. But I also think that this might be a better shell anyways. No! Come on! Ugh. Brutal. Brutal. Where's my treasure chest? That was a 3/2, right? One, 2, 3. Well, the problem, I don't think you want a Kozilek in your Reanimator deck. Shuffling your graveyard is just kind of a anti-synergy, right? We did beat them earlier today, right? I think it's just fine. Like we lost to a top deck. Oh, cool.